Hi everybody, thanks for joining us for Northern Ag TV. Well, the National Cattlemen's Beef Association held their annual convention in San Antonio last week, and as CattleCon 2025 came to a close, Cheyenne, Wyoming rancher Mark Eisele wrapped up his term as president of the NCBA. He told Andy Schwab that looking back, it was a busy but fulfilling year leading the nation's cattle industry.
The year went fast. It went really fast. Got a lot of things done, saw a lot of country, met a lot of great folks. I marveled at the resiliency of ranches that are done in everything from the sand to the snow, coast to coast, east, west, north, south. That was really exciting to see people do that. I saw a lot of younger people trying to get into the business. I'm seeing a lot of people showing up, young people showing up at conventions, bringing their family. There's really some thought going into this moving forward, vision for the future, transitions. I'm excited about that.
Mark said there's a lot of optimism from members, not just because of higher cattle prices, but also the changeover in administration. He said there's a lot of work for the cattle industry to do, and he laid out some of the policy priorities established by NCBA.
Disaster relief, farm bill, transition. Taxes, of course, is the biggie for me this year. I've really worked hard on this. And we took a real beating ourselves years ago, managed to dodge the bullet because we had done the planning. I'm trying to preach that to people. We've got to get that policy for taxes changed. We've got to get some legislation in place. We're trying to hit a moving target with every administration, and it's impossible. Doesn't matter if you're running a t-shirt shop or a cow operation. We got to have some certainty. I'm hoping that will get done. I think our staff will accomplish that.
Well, a bill has been introduced in the U.S. Senate to reestablish country of origin labeling for beef. The American Beef Labeling Act would require the U.S. Trade Representative and USDA to work together to develop a World Trade Organization compliant means of reinstating mandatory cool for beef within 1 year after enactment, or it would be automatically reinstated. A bipartisan group of senators are co-sponsoring the bill, including South Dakota's John Thune and Mike Rounds, North Dakota's John Hoven, Cynthia Lummis of Wyoming, and New Jersey's Cory Booker. Well, the BLM and Forest Service have announced that the federal grazing fee will remain $1.35 per animal unit month in 2025. Now, that grazing fee applies to 18,000 permits administered by the BLM and over 6,000 permits administered by the Forest Service. It's actually been set at that $1.35 rate since 2019, and going back to 1981, it's ranged from $1.35 to $2.31, but really it's been at $1.35 for about half of that 22-year period. Well, thanks for joining us here for Northern Ag TV. We'll be back for the markets after this.
From the beginning, we've worked closely with farmers. BNSF's ties to the agricultural community go back 175 years. Together, we've innovated to make the U.S. agriculture supply chain one of the most efficient and productive in the world. Our strong relationship powers BNSF still today and helps us move the nation like no one else can. At BNSF, we move the nation for you.
Talking with someone that you know is stressed out, those are difficult things to approach, but if you're good friends with those people, reach out and say, I'm here to talk to you. We can find somewhere to get some assistance. It's hard to get involved, but at the same time, you want to just say, hey, there is help available.
For more tips in dealing with stress in agriculture or for free counseling for egg producers, visit beyondtheweather.com.
Well, looking at the cattle market, last week saw more than its share of volatility. You think back to January when the market was rocketing higher, and we're now trending lower. We've lost over $10 here in the last week or so. Funds were moving out of their long positions as trade concerns took over, and we saw Mexican imports of feeder cattle again in the U.S. Now, the cash cattle market lower for the first time in 2025, down $2 to $3, with live sales 204 to 208, dress trade 325 to 329. Feeder steers at Stockman's Livestock in Dickinson sold steady to a shade lower. 5 to 5.5 weights average 375. The upper 5 weights 344 to 355, a high at 372. Light 6 weight steers 338 to 341. At Billings Live, 750 to 8 weight steers are bringing 273 to 276, 9 weights 261 to 264, and most of the cull cows in Billings from 135 to 148. And the wheat market hit some of its highest levels since October last week, And although contracts did slip slightly Friday, we still have hard red winter and spring wheat futures on the right side of $6 finally. There seems to be a strong feeling out there in the market that winter kill damage occurred over the last few weeks, and that, along with the rapid slowdown in Black Sea exports from both Russia and Ukraine, have been supportive to the market. Well, that's going to do it for this morning's Northern Ag TV. Thanks for joining us. Have a great week.